Hi, welcome to Best Whole New World. I'm Jacqueline Best, and today we're talking about trusting your inner guidance. Trusting. To trust or not to trust? Really, to trust or to doubt? That is the question. Why would we have an inner guidance unless we're to use it? Consider that you're either plugged in, like you plug in a toaster, like you plug in your cell phone to get it recharged, or you're unplugged. It's really that simple. You're plugged in or you're plugged out, right? You're unplugged, you're disconnected, or you're plugged in. And look at that, I'm just spontaneously blessed with Shelley Rudolph.
I'm in the trees too.
You're out with the trees.
The trees.
That's so awesome.
So fun. I have no idea how this thing works, but it's nice to see you.
You're on live. Just say hi, everybody. Shelley has been trusting her inner guidance for a long time. And when she does, she creates these beautiful poems and music and is, lighting up the world.
Thank you. Thank you for your light.
So let me ask you this, since you popped in here on, what is the one thing that comes to mind that you've trusted your inner guidance on and you've seen how it's worked for you?
I guess the first thing that pops into mind, speaking of my songs, is well, at first I didn't trust my inner guidance, and I was using an engineer that I just didn't feel right about, but everyone kept saying, he's the best, he's the best. So I was like, okay, he's the best, I'll do it. But he wasn't, he's wonderful, but he just wasn't right for me. And so I ended up redoing like all my vocals with a different engineer that did feel right, and it was a million times better. So it was how not to follow your guidance and then how to. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
I kind of feel it, but it kind of just goes like that. It just disappeared.
right. Exactly. Exactly right.
But then, and I think we need to have some of those experiences in order to realize
Yeah.
how strong our inner guidance is all the time.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Like I'm out here in the trees, and I randomly was like, I should check my messenger, and then there you were. And
it was a spontaneous thought, and there, poof. So where are these beautiful trees?
It's up in the arboretum where my mom always goes, where she does her talks. So yeah, it's so pretty, so pretty.
And now you too have found solitude there.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And I watched Brasso this morning too, which was amazing. So thank you.
Oh well. Yeah. Now, how many times have you? Was that your first?
That was my second, but I'm going to do it again today. So yeah, it was wonderful.
When was your first?
I can't remember when it was. I think the last time he did the live, that you sent the live stream. I can't remember when that was, but
yeah. So if you don't know what we're talking about here, anybody that's going Brasso, what? So Brasso is, you can just Google Brasso.me, okay? He's a gentleman in Croatia, and it's about an experience. Let's just go with that. He just gazes and you feel something, right?
Definitely. Yeah.
And I've even experienced people, I've had that same thing with me sometimes when I've been doing with work, is some people like yourself, they'll just feel it. And other times I almost feel like it's like pouring water on a hard-boiled egg.
That's great.
And it might soften the eggshell, but it doesn't seem in the physical world that it's made a difference, but it really has started to soften the shell.
Yeah. No, I definitely felt so much lighter immediately, you know.
Yeah. So when you trusted your inner guidance with your sound engineer and everything was so much better, did the people that were saying to you before, oh, you know, you were supposed to use the other guy because he's so good, come back and say, oh, we never knew, or did they have any retracting their statements, or did they
No,
just go away?
really. Yeah, I think I just kind of tuned them out too. I'm like, you know, it felt so right that I wasn't questioning it anymore. You know, it was like, it was so obviously the right path.
Now, putting it in perspective, that would have cost you time and money, right?
So much of both. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So by listening to your inner guidance going forward, you realize you're saving time and you're saving money.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's true.
So have you had a new experience then since then that you were able to act on it quicker?
Yes, but let's see. I'm trying to think of one.
Just the one where you said I should look at Messenger. No.
Yeah, I have those little ones so often. I think, you know, just time to call somebody, or you know, which definitely feels like. Then it just feels so easy in the flow. You know, you feel connected.
Okay, so let's go. So those ones you come easy and you're in the flow. So in terms of money and time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's something that you feel you trusted your inner guidance and you saved yourself time?
Uh-oh. Um, well, I well, actually, for another money one just popped into my head. I just had this feeling. Someone offered me a gig, and I was open, and it seemed like that should be good. But I just had this feeling like, I shouldn't do it. And so I said no. And then the next day, I got another gig offered that was paid better and was easier, and you know, like just. So I guess that's time and money both, because it was a shorter gig and it paid better and it was more fun. You know, that's good. So I'm definitely following that because I had the opposite experience like a couple weeks ago where you know, I shouldn't have taken the gig. So really tuning into that for sure when I'm like booking my time, you know.
Yeah. And you know you can just stop and ask, right? And tune in.
Yeah.
Right? It's that taking that moment and making sure you're plugged in.
Right.
Because I always feel like people like to make choices and decisions sort of at the cuff. You know, they know they're feeling under pressure to make that decision,
right.
And they can recognize they're feeling uncomfortable, but they still allow the opinions or the stresses to say, do it now, versus just waiting.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So the advantage of you were showing faith, really.
Yeah.
No idea. You said no, just didn't feel good.
Yeah.
And then in a sense you were rewarded.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. Yeah.
So what do you think going down the road, trusting your inner guidance, what is your life going to look like?
Well, and I mean, I still get tempted in the not tuning in and just getting back into my, you know, the planning. But when I am following, it's definitely much just more freer and more spacious, and more peaceful, and more exciting at the same time. You know, like I guess that just the trusting that something's unfolding, even if I haven't organized it or planned it or figured out what it is. You know, it's like something probably even better is going to be happening. You know.
Yeah. So actually, let me just ask you. So when you turned down that other gig, right? Did you mention to anybody, for instance, that you turned down you turned down a gig, and did anybody go like, what? You know, you had an opportunity to make money and you didn't take it?
No, I just did it. It just felt so like, no, I shouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and this is what's so amazing, because I just realized too that you're out there with the trees, and I wanted to go outside. I did a live earlier today, but it just was raining, and I was like, so I was
Oh,
Googling, can I take my laptop out in the rain?
no, no, don't.
No. And then I was just like, I was looking, I'm going, see, I still get the outside because you're out there. I think it's so much nicer when people are watching to catch nature versus just the inside.
It's a beautiful spring day. It's so good.
So what words of wisdom when you're receiving your poems and your songs, for those that are going, I kind of want to do more of that, how do you trust the process?
See, and I think of that because when I'm writing, I don't even like I look to that as like a way that could be living my life from that same place. Like there's no reason not to. Like because they really just come to me. And then I as best I can, I either record them or just stop and let him come. I don't know. I just enter a different space. It's just so open, and the words just come, and then sometimes it's just like done often, and then I leave, and I'll come back a week later. And I'm like, oh hey, that's good. It doesn't, and it feels so much like it didn't really have anything to do with me. It just kind of was. It came through, and I let it be, and then I can maybe refine it or do something to that, which is just fun as well. So as far as how, I guess just that feeling of opening up and really just it's so playful. It's again that same feeling of really deep peace and excitement at the same time. And just letting that come through, and not judging it. Just letting whatever come through, just let it come on through.
So
And
you're
you don't have to share with anybody, or you can't. I think making it safe like that as well.
Well, could that be because, for instance, so much of what we listen to in words comes from others, right? Whether it's our parents, our teachers, the media, so there's this whole like library of information, right, where when you're receiving a song, in a sense, it's like the word comes like it's unfiltered. It's like it's original, it's unique. There's nothing else to do but to receive it, and maybe you, as you say, tweak it later.
No, it's exactly, and it's so. I think that's a huge part of what gives me faith and trust. Because where did that come from? Like, I wasn't thinking it. I wasn't, like it just came from somewhere else. So obviously, other things must come from there too. Something,
Yeah.
So magical, Yeah.
Well, I don't know if there was a young girl on 60 Minutes a while back.
Oh, I saw that clip that you posted. Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah.
And I really thought her comment to the person at the end, right? Like saying, well, what's it like that you don't hear music all the time?
Yeah, that's how much you must feel for people. What's it like not to follow your guidance all the
time? and I guess my experience now is, like what's it like when you don't follow your inner guidance, right? Like, I mean, that experience of the stresses that I want people to realize that really they're doing it, and they're knowing they're unplugged. They can feel it,
right?
But yet they're still doing it.
Yeah, I know.
Kind of like the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, and expecting a different result.
I know, and it's actually, it feels like it's become more stressful and not to do it now, because I'm that, it feels like more split personality kind of almost, like I'm following it and I'm offline. And it's like, when I'm not following it, I know that I'm not, and it's so much more painful, not to be, and yet I still, it's like it's hard, but then sometimes it's hard to get back to the other part because the the pain of it is so much more intense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you kind of like, so I'm
Yeah.
great of the pressure and the stresses that you've
Yeah.
kind of, it's like a heavy cloudy sky in
Yeah.
that sense where you're going like, I know the sun is up there somewhere,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly. Yeah. But
But
if even
it
heavier.
seems so far away.
Yeah. 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 Exactly.
And that's like going to nature, is one of those ways of getting connected,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Doing a simple little like tune in, catching a breath, so gaze, watching, the sound, listening to a beautiful piece of music.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you write, right? So here's the question. So when you're feeling, as you said, split, so that other person that you're aware of or that other way you're acting, does that person write your music?
Oh, that's such a good question. No. No, I don't think so. I didn't even try, like I didn't even, yeah. No. And like I can't like set out to write a specific song, meaning like I love doing custom songs for people or that kind of thing, but it's not, I can't make it happen. It just feels like I put it in here and then it'll come out. But yeah, it's not, yeah. I know, see, I wish I could just live like that all the time. I'm working. It's so good.
You can. You just
I,
have
I
you
know.
have to feel like you're just receiving the song, right? So
Exactly. Yeah.
if that feeling of when you're receiving a song isn't the way you're feeling in your life, you just know that you need to plug yourself in and get recharged and get connected.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So if someone wanted a custom song, what would they do to get a custom song?
Well, you can go on my website and check out. I have a custom song page, or just email me or Facebook me or whatever. But yeah, I love doing that. It's really, I've done some songs for weddings, which are wonderful, of course. And yeah, it's fun. I love to do it because again, it's like I don't know what's going to come out, But and
And we don't know what's going to, I was going to say, we don't know what's going to come out yet either, because there is that pause as we were all waiting. And sometimes that's what happens with inner guidance. It's like you get a download, right? You get a part of a song, I'm sure, sometimes.
oh yeah, definitely, yeah,
Right? And it's like, what's next? And then there's silence.
yeah, yes, that's exactly, yeah, yeah,
Well, that's how I experience my inner guidance, right?
yeah.
Like I experience, sometimes it's like, okay, you need to go say this. This is what I like about that. Just say it out there. It needs to be said. And then it's like, okay, that's finished.
Yeah.
Done. Click off the live.
Right. Yeah.
So imagine how great it would be if, because you're living in the beautiful United States of America, that everybody is trusting their inner guidance. Then they would be able to stay positive about everything else that is being broadcast around them.
Yeah. Which is crazy. Yeah.
Is it crazy to be connected, or is it crazy to be disengaged?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing. Beautiful changes are happening. So I feel like this is the beginning, because this is your first like live, like spontaneous like this, right? That it's time for you to
look it on my phone.
I know.
Look, there you are.
Just like this. You'll have to come back and visit again, like for sure. But what about the global party?
Oh, that'd be fun.
In June, right?
Yeah.
So, can you share a little of your music, maybe your poems, how this has helped you healing, staying connected, right? How you can help others?
Oh, I would love to. Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like you just took one big gigantic step right now by looking at Messenger and just going, yeah, click, whatever. What's going on? Right? Because that's a trust factor.
Right. Yeah.
So many people, if they were disconnected, right, they were unplugged, they would allow the spirit of like, what's it like? How's it going to happen? Do I look, do I?
Right. No.
Right. Like,
Exactly.
they get caught up in all that stuff. You get 10, 10, 10, like 100.
What a that's wonderful. Yeah.
So staying plugged in lets you be present and allows great things to flow.
Yeah. No, this was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Well, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
All right. We'll do it again.
Okay.
Bye.
Joy.